everyone. On episode 26 of the Mainly Golf Show, I'm here with only one half of the Sticky Bandits. I am Twig, joined by Hep, repping a wonderful Mainly Golf hoodie. You'll find that on all your. Can you find it on our socials? I don't think you can. I'll put a plug. If I find time, I'll put a link with a week.
Okay, I'll
We're here. We're here to have a look at two tours this week. Thank God we've actually got some good golf. The DP World Tour are off to Ireland for the Irish Open, where Rory McIlroy is an overwhelming favourite to win, I think, a second Irish Open title. He won it in 2016, 2017. Stato can help us out here. He made an eagle at 18. Unbelievable second shot. Hit it to 5 feet to win the tournament. I think he was either. Huh?
Well,
I thought you were Googling when Rory won the Irish Open.
But it took me
I'd say 2016.
I don't know how you remember it. Doesn't even say the year, it just says the number it was. It was the 61st Irish Open he won in 2016.
That's helpful.
That's what Wikipedia tells me.
Regardless, Rory McIlroy and Shane Lowry are there to I guess hopefully when they're home open. They've also got what was the Safeway Open, what was the Fortnite Open over on the DP on the PGA Tour as they start their California swing, which means if you want to stay up and watch it, it is a very late night. Indeed. Hep, have you had an early look at the prices for this week?
Which one are we talking? We doing DP to start?
Whatever you prefer.
Let's go DP. I've got that one open. Yeah, I think as you alluded to, Rory McIlroy is probably a good bet. You know, we have slagged him off, but I guess as Marv's not here, then we can show our true colours and actually give Rory some praise without fear of Marv shouting at us. But yeah, comparing his odds to the field, I mean, second Lowry, third Aaron Rye. In a normal PGA event, Rory would be a lot more than half. You know, if he's sixes, Lowry is not 12s like he is today.
It was 2016 he won, by the way. Thank you. One
Yeah, I said that. Yeah. So yeah, you got to fancy Rory at the top. I do really like Rye. He played extremely well all year. Was very consistent, but I don't think I can get to him at 14s.
I mean, that's the thing. When he won in America, I think he was 50-1. I can't remember the tournament name. Was it the first of the FedEx? It wasn't even the first of the FedEx Cup, was it? It was the ones just before where a lot of players, who did I tip up that got beat when they were there pretty much the entire way? They messed up.
He won the Wyndham.
I'm sorry, the Windsor.
Grayson came with her.
God. Oh, the quad bogey. Fuck my life.
Yeah, Rye, one of those ones we talk about where he just falls into it.
Brazen 4 up the edge of play. Gassi Heredia 110s gets beaten in play. Tell you what, when my memoirs are released, people aren't going to believe some of these. Keegan Bradley last year, 2 up, 3 to play. Kuchar, was it in Mexico? 2 up, 2 to play. Lord, man. Some more bad beats that might matter. So, memoir. I mean, yeah, Rory's, you can understand why Rory's as short as it. I thought he'd be shorter. Again, if you look at from a class perspective, Lowry won this famously as an amateur, when pretty much everyone was on. It was one of the most insane things. He beat, I can't remember who he beat in a playoff. It was someone like Soren Kelson. No, Soren Kelson won in 2015. Lowry beat Robert Rock in a playoff at County Louth for €500,000, and he couldn't get it because he's still an amateur. I mean, apart from, you'd say the Open at Trin, I can't remember a big week for Lowry this year off the top of my head. I mean, maybe that's I know he went through swing changes and he got a new coach, got a new caddy. But if Shane Lowry was a different nationality, he'd probably be double, triple the price here.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably let him down all year. He obviously won the team event with Rory that we mock.
But you'd argue as well that was a really poor field.
Yeah.
They were in the main dangers were Xander and Cantley, who completely blew up on the final round, and then it was just I couldn't even tell you the name of the people they beat in that playoff. Just some two, I don't call them pub players, but
people scratching for their card.
Yeah,
But yeah,
exactly.
he did get 2 sixes in the majors this year,
The Open. Was it
and
done?
the PGA he got a T6.
Oh, wouldn't guess
Um,
that.
but yeah, I mean, I don't remember doing anything good. So yeah, I'm not getting to Lowry. Kind of like right, and then after that, it's just I don't know. It's just the European upper tier, isn't it? But you're not scared of any of them, of the Hoygaards and Dietrich or Lawrence or Soderberg. Like at those prices, actually
It's people who were
guaranteed to contend.
uh, potentially good to end, but it's the serial not. Let's call him non-winner. Rasmus is the exception, right? I think he's 23. I think he's already won 4 times on the DP World Tour. Played well last week. I think another top 10 finish. Dietrich's never won. Still, he's had some great opportunities. Seamus Power. I think he won something like the Barracuda or the
Yeah, one of the
Punta Cana. He won a second tier. Um, Tristan Lawrence had a very poor week last week. Soderberg, he won in 2018. He won a five-way playoff. Apart from that, he has thrown away some unbelievable chances in the last 2 years. Wiesberger, Højgaard, McKibben's supposed to be a prodigy. He's not there yet. I'm surprised that Thorbjorn Olsen was 45 to 1, given he was 20 to 1 just 2 weeks ago for the maiden Denmark. He's taken a week off. He's probably overpriced and should like the conditions. And again, I've put him up the last 2 weeks, but Andrew Johnson played really well he played really well last week. He missed out on a playoff by a shot. Great clutch to birdie 15, 14, 15, 16. Just gone a little bit shy.
yeah,
Tee to
pretty
green,
clever tip
yeah,
for
Tee to green, fantastic. He's still coming back off a lengthy layoff. I think he had some mental health issues, which he's kind of alluded to in the past, but he's got his game back, and I think he's only going to improve with I was going to say like a cricketer timeout in the middle. He's only going to improve, with the more he plays at this level. So Beef, he's already been cut. I think he can still get 90 to 1 and eight players with Paddy Power. He's collected for us the last 2 weeks, but I
I
think
can't believe it's the same price as he was last week. Like,
given the
goes
fact
goes
he
third,
played so
doesn't.
well, yeah, and
Yeah, you've
Garcia,
got Rory in the field, and
well, Garcia already was ranked first for putting. Matt Wallace, I think, was the favorite or the second favorite entry in the event. So, um, and then again, in top 10 finishers, people like Rasmus, Jordan Smith, I think Guido was thereabouts. So the class players came to the fore in really windy conditions. He wouldn't have any problems um, if conditions did damper. He won at Valderrama in a really low scoring tournament when he won his only DP World Tour event. So Beef is like I'm just shocked he's that big a price. And likewise, Jorge Campillo, who's won in tricky conditions a few times. He tried to make it on the PGA Tour earlier this summer, didn't quite make the grade. He's come back into calmer waters. Campillo, 75 to 1, and 8 places given. He played really well 2 weeks ago when who won that tour? Who won the British Masters? Ugh, it's too late. Campillo was up there the entire way. Oh, it's got so annoying me. But yeah, so too big. My two for this week, 3 points each way, Jorge Campillo, and 2 points each way, Andrew Johnson, 90s. Who led the entire way? Tristan Lawrence chased him down. Oh, it was Nicholas Morgard Muller, who had the round of his life on Saturday, like hold everything. And Campillo and Lawrence and a few others were chasing him behind, Johnson included. I couldn't believe how good that is one of those where you have, as Marv would say, that's your one time done. Get your card, cash in. You will never win a tournament again
like that
based on
young
that.
Swiss lad this week.
Hey, I'm sure.
Although
Are you going to go to California for your selections this week?
I was looking at that Manacera, I can't remember what price he was last week, but he's back out to 55,
He was
60s.
40s and did he miss the cut by one?
Yeah, I don't think he had a good week, but he was a lot lower odds after having a good week at the Masters. He was shouting at me for not putting on the right number of places. So yeah, I think just point it out. back to 55s looks a good price for someone that's been playing well and that
He
you'd
was
be back.
40 for the British Masters, so he drifted out a little bit. He did play really well that week. Finished he finished sixth, didn't he, in the end? Typical Twig. Tied sixth. And conditions were those last two rounds for the pin placements were brilliant. It was sort of like Tiger, right? Tough. It's really tough out there. I mean, you think that, but then if you fancy Monacero, um, Norgard Moller beaten by like 6, 7 shots. So would you not fancy him? Or even someone like Guido, who won he won the French Open, didn't he? Which is another tough course 2 years ago. The one used for the Ryder Cup.
Yeah, I think Guido's done me too many times in PGA DFS, and I know it's this different, but yeah, I'm gonna stay away from Guido. Yeah, I'm gonna go Manacero. It's my random dart throw in the 55-60 range.
Money around elsewhere for a couple of live ones. Paul Waring, the Scouser. I think he's playing to get his card. Richie Ramsey, the Scot, who generally, if you fancy Richie Ramsey, back into a first round leader, he generally starts quite well and cools down. Jason Scrivener, who finished top 10 last week, he's been back to 175s from 250s. And Eddie Pepperell, another one. If you watched, there were two players who completely made a balls above I want to say the 11th hole, which was really weird sloping green, par four, watering play on the right. Eddie putted off the green, and then he tried to chip, hasn't made it, and it's just rolled back down. He ended up making a quad bogey 8, and then bogey the next hole, and that was kind of his tournament done. But before that, he played really well, and that's one of those things where the scorecard, or if you just see the results right, it doesn't really tell the full story. But from having like a 40 feet putt for birdie, he's putting it in the water, and then he's chipped his 5th shot into the water again as well before making the 8. So Pepper plays well for the week. Probably just yeah, probably still underrated Eddie, but he's a quite a mercurial type. But Manacero for Fred and Andrew Beef Johnston and Jorge Campillo for Twig. Anything in California yet? The PGA Tour season is back apparently.
Never
But
left.
not with a bang.
I don't think any of the President Cup players are playing. Um,
Max Homa.
Keith Mitchell, he's there at 30s. So I'm going to go back to the amateur I picked a few times. This Luke Clanton kid, I think he's going to show he's the real deal
He
sooner
does
or
look
later.
good.
And 22s against a second tier sort of. I mean, I can't, the amount of times we've backed Wyndham in the second half of the season after he made a good first impression at the start, and he's just been pretty poor. Well, I think he got up there in the tour final, didn't he, in the Fedex Cup final? But yeah, I'm happy to fade Wyndham as the favourite, and yeah, I'll go Clanton at 22s.
Is it also a case? It's been a long season, right? Wyndham was competing in. He won the AT&T at Pebble Beach. He was competing in the. He was close in the US Open. The Players. I mean, you wonder how much steam's left in the tank, especially if they are going to be playing the President's Cup soon.
It does
Um,
do a bit of a weird one, doesn't it?
Max Homa is a two-time winner around this course. I think the break will have done him good. He missed out, I think, on the FedEx Cup on the Tour Championship. He's begun to struggle and he's very inconsistent this year. But I think bit of time off and back to it's almost like a refresh, isn't it, with the season over? I, if you
I
have
guess
been,
Homer's grinding for some form, isn't it? Because he did get the last place in the President's Cup team.
which we were all kind of
Somehow.
surprised about, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think Kuchar did just pick 7 to 12 in the points list, so can't argue that he, reached or something like that. But yeah, Homer has had absolutely nothing for the second half of the year.
Those that have been nibbled already. Gary Woodland, former US Open winner, he's been attracted a bit of support, as has Brendan Todd and JJ Spawn. They wouldn't be for me. Max Homer for me. Luke Clanter for Fred, but it's all about Europe this week for me. Irish Open should get good coverage on Sky, and Jorge Campillo, Matteo Manaceda, and Andrew Beef Johnston to bring home some place money. We're back next week with Marv in tow, and the three legs of the tripod will be reunited once more. Goodbye from me, and goodbye from him.
Bye, guys.
There are.